Hello, folks. Yes, this is my bedroom. I don't have thousands of dollars invested into recording equipment, microphones and cameras and computers and all this other stuff like Paco Rivera from Death Row and Executions and so forth. And he's got all that equipment, and other people have headphones, and I don't have all that. I just have a simple webcam. I'm using the microphones on my iMac with the M3 chip, and just very simple. You know, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I have no plans on getting thousands of subscribers and make lots of money, which is another topic which I'm going to record in a little while. So I'm just very simple, but you know, even though it's a simple, the message is important. I'm a disabled veteran. I was drafted in 1966 after I graduated from high school, long before there were computers. The first computers didn't come out till like 1980, 81. And when my generation went to high school, we worked a hell of a lot harder to graduate than people do today. You either met the criteria to graduate or you didn't graduate. Nowadays, high schools will give diplomas to morons just because the more people they graduate, the more money the government will give them. So they'll give high school diplomas to 18-year-olds who don't have an education any further than 7th grade, you know. I mean, maybe you've seen YouTube videos where they ask students questions and they don't know the answer to them. There's no excuse for that, because everything in man's knowledge is on the internet. Instead of having your parents drive you to the library where you have to go through the card file and find books and research and do actual physical research with books, and instead of having to sit and type out your term paper on a typewriter, you know, you can sit at home and just use the internet, your cell phones, get all the information you want. You can get printers and print out your term papers whenever. It's a hell of a lot easier to graduate from high school now than it was when I graduated. And yet the people that graduated from high school are a hell of a lot more stupid than they were when I graduated. That's just an oxymoron. I mean, it's easier to get knowledge, but the people that graduate are stupider. You know, it doesn't make any sense. One of the things that just irritates the heck out of me is how these young people, these millennials, these young Z generation, whatever you want to call them, don't even know their own freaking language. I mean, I grew up in Europe for 9 years because my dad was military, and I've met Europeans that speak English better than Americans who were born, raised, and educated here. And you should be ashamed about that. So anyway, I wanted to point out some things that I see all the time, and I'm thinking, how stupid can these people be? You know, they got high school diplomas, you know, and even a lot of them even have college degrees, and they still don't know how to speak their language or write their language. There are 3 ways people are going to judge you. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be judged. And that's going to be the way you dress, the way you look, the way you speak, and the way you write. And if you dress like a bum, they're going to see you as a bum. If you speak like an uneducated fool, that's how they're going to see you. And if you write like someone who just barely got out of 3rd grade, that's how they're going to see you. So you need to, if you're looking for a job or want to be successful, you have to do it. Maybe you've heard this term, dress for success. Dress nice. Don't dress like a bum. Don't wear these jeans with all these holes in them. I mean, that's terrible. My parents raised me better than that. I'm not going to go wearing jeans with holes all torn through them. And then when you speak to people, you need to speak intelligently. And when you write, you need to know how to spell. You need to know how to use English grammar, you know. I was a supervisor for several companies, and if somebody came to me and filled out an application for work, and that job required some person to do report writing, I'm not going to hire somebody that can't write, that doesn't know what they're saying or writing, or someone that doesn't know their own language, I'm going to get somebody who knows how to speak and knows how to write and write correctly. And let me give you an example here. There's other topics I'm going to make, but I'm going to make this a short video. I'm just going to point this out. This is something you people should have known before you even got into 9th grade. Should have known this at least by middle school, okay? Let me give you an example. Probably two of the ones that you are probably very familiar with. Is it this here? Look here. Loose and lose. Loose means something is not tight. Lose means you're not going to win. And how many times have you seen people say, you're going to lose this game? You're going to lose this game. And, how many of you know what a dictionary is? How many of you know how to use a dictionary? I had to use a dictionary, the actual book. And you people, most of you have dictionaries on your cell phones. And instead of saying, you're going to lose this game, you should know better than that. Especially if you're a high school graduate. Okay? Loose is something is not tight. You get loose, and this is lose, like with a Z. Lose means you're not going to win. That's the difference here. You should know this by now. Another thing, how about your and your? Your is a possessive word, meaning your house, your car, your clothes, your attitude. It belongs to you, yours. This is yours, okay? Your house, possessive. This one is a contraction of the word you are. This is not, your house, your good. This is you are. So you say this one is your, and you say this one is your. There's a little slight difference because you're saying you are. So you might say your and your. Okay? This one here is a contraction, means you are tall, you are fat, you are fast, you are slow, you're intelligent. This is you are, and this is possessive. Your house, your clothes, your attitude, okay? You need to learn these. You should know these before you graduate from high school, okay? That bums me. Here's another one. There, and there, okay? There is a location, okay? The tree's over there. The car's over there. The house is over there. I'm going to go over there. That's a location, there, okay? This is a possessive. Their house, their car, their clothes, their mother, their father. That's what this is, there. It sounds the same, but that's a location and that's possessive. This is a contraction of they are. Now listen to this. This is there, and they. You hear the difference? They. They are. So when you say it, you would say more like there. So if there's there, and there. There. You join them together. They are gone for vacation. There. Okay? Three words sound really similar. There, and there. But you have to know which one to use. Okay? You should know this by now. I shouldn't have to be telling you this. There's another thing. The only people that say this are blacks. The only people, and even I even heard and saw a black senator in Senate saying this word, and I'm saying, man, you got a college degree, maybe in a master's degree, and you're into Senate, and you still don't know? And the only people say this are blacks, okay? There's the word ask, which is a question, and ax. There's no such word as ax. It sounds like axe. So if somebody says, I'm going to axe somebody, I'm saying, oh my God, you're going to take an axe and chop them up into little pieces? It's not axe. It's not A-K-S, axe. It's A-S-K, ask. Ask. So why do you African Americans always say axe? I'm going to ask them to go with me, you know. And you can say, well, it's Ebonics. Ebonics is nothing more than an excuse. It's an excuse for not speaking the language correctly. You were born in the States just like me. You went to school just like me. You got a high school diploma, and I worked a hell of a lot harder for mine than you. But you should have known by the time you got into high school that the correct way to say it is ask, not axe. And that's just an excuse for talking badly, okay? And I don't accept that excuse. But this is a brief video. I just wanted to point this out because this just bugs the heck out of me when I hear people talk like this, especially people who are supposed to be educated, supposed to have high school diplomas, even college degrees, and sitting in Senate and saying axe. So it's a little lesson. Maybe you should have learned this long before you got into high school. I don't even know if they teach English in high school anymore. Doesn't sound like it, the way people talk nowadays. So, little lesson. Take note.